Hello and welcome to Think Beyond Literacy. My name is Samantha and I'm so happy you're here with me today. So learning sight words can be a little bit tricky for your young reader. There are reasons for this. I will tell you why in this video and give you a great activity idea that you can use with your child at home. Let's talk a little bit more about sight words just for a second. So sight words, there are two elements about sight words that we learn in school. One being that sight words do not follow the phonics rules or they are non-decodable. This can apply to many of the words that your child will come across when they are first learning to read. Another reason why we call them sight words is because they are words that our child needs to know on sight. That means that some sight words are actually decodable, but because they occur so frequently and so commonly in our language, your child will come across these words a lot. We ask that our children spend a little extra time on these words to really ensure that they are concrete and solid in their reading repertoire. It is important that your child begins working on sight words early on, even in the beginning stages of reading, because they're commonly found everywhere. And if they want to, communicate on video games like Roblox, they're gonna want to know their sight words. So by the time that your child reaches about the 3rd grade, they should have about 300 sight words memorized and ready for reading and spelling. Today we are going to look at a really fun activity that I love using when I am working with my reading students. This is a really exciting project. You get to create it however you want. However, I will go over the basics with you and then give you some ways that you can use this box with your child at home. So let's grab these materials and let's get started. So now that you have all the materials for your sight word box, let's talk about how the sight word box works. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 4 separate index cards. One you're going to write slow on, the next one is going to be medium, the third one's going to be fast, and the final one is going to be graduates. These dividers will be a great way to keep your sight word box organized and help your child work through the sight words. Ask your child to sit down with you and read aloud the first words in the list, nice and slow. Any word that your child does not read quickly and accurately, place a mark next to the word on the list, or if you're using sight word cards, set that card aside. You've captured their first words. Great job! I suggest reading up to the point where your child has 3 to 5 words captured. So now that you have these words, it's time to write them on your index cards. Be sure to have a conversation with them about the cards before you put them in the box. Like, hey, wow, that's a really nice O you've got there. Maybe I should get me one. Each day, visit the sight word with your child. Pull out the cards in the slow, read through them, and then mark them if they get them correct on the back, and then return it to its home. After your child reads through their slow cards 3 times, 3, It will then move into the medium section. Repeat the same process for your medium cards until they've reached the graduates. What I like to do is once the child's slow cards have moved into medium, I return back to the sight word list to capture 3 to 5 more cards. Your box can have up to 15 words at a time. If they do not get the word correct, just simply put the card back into that section. You'll be able to move the card once that card has three marks for that section. Okay, we're doing good. Now, if they are struggling with a word, they can draw a picture next to the word that will help them the next day. But before they can graduate the word, they need to be able to read the word without looking at the picture. So when the word graduates, oh my gosh, graduates, it's cause for a mini celebration. Woo! This is where you bring out all the markers and the paint stuffs and the crayons and you decorate those bad boys. You decorate those bad boys. Now, keep in mind, you want to keep all of these graduate words within the box. That is why we have our graduate divider. You can do a lot of activities with their graduated words. Once the word has made it into the graduate section, I like to make sure that I work on spelling as well. So I actually have created a 5th category for my students, and that is the super graduates. That means that they need to be able to spell their sight word as well. So once it reaches graduates, I will then use those graduate cards to test their spelling. Once they can spell the word 3 times in a row, it gets to move up to super graduates, which means another celebration. Woo! See, you can have a lot of fun with this sight word box. Let's go over a couple of strategies that you can use for your child's sight word box. Create silly sentences with their sight words. This is a fun activity because it gives you an opportunity to see just how creative your child is. You could also create memory or go fish by writing their sight words on cardstock double times and then playing the game with them. You could also play hangman. Or you could alphabetize them, draw them in shaving cream on the table. Or you could read them a bedtime story, make them a snack. The ideas are endless here. That's what's so great about building a sight word box with your child. You could take this idea and incorporate it into learning vocabulary. You could make a separate box for spelling words. You could do a lot of things with this concept with other learning activities. What's so great about this sight word box is that it's customized and curated by you. Speaking of customizing, let's talk about some of the fun and exciting ways that you can customize your child's box. For each category, have your child come up with an animal that represents the word of the category. Slow may be turtles, sloths, koalas, caterpillars. What else is a slow creature on this earth? Snails. Fast may be cheetahs, leopards, great white sharks, lightning, or super fast green bugs. Thank you, Massey, for that one. And medium could be literally any other animal. They could choose whatever animal they want. Simply write each animal on the divider card or have your child draw a picture of the animal. Or you can paint all the things. I took my sight word box to another level. After 3 layers of gesso, 2 layers of acrylic paint, hours spent planning and drawing and waiting for the paint to dry, and then putting 3 layers of Mod Podge for long-lasting use, I have created this masterpiece. So what are some ways that you can customize your sight word box? I would love to hear your ideas for this sight word box. Are there other concepts that you can use this sight word box for? Anyway, I hope this helps. I have had so much fun creating my sight word box and showing you guys all about the sight word box and how you can use it. I cannot wait to hear that you've given it a try and to see your child grow as a healthy and strong reader. In future videos, I will provide you with more literacy-based content for your learning and growing home. Be sure to like and subscribe down below. That would just make my day. I would love to be a part of you and your child's reading journey. So until next time, see you then.